Welcome to POSTCAST. David Locke along with Ron Boone as the Utah Jazz behind Lauri Markkanen's career-high 38 points. Blow out the Detroit Pistons and take advantage of the Pistons' 29th ranked offense. How much of this was the Jazz improvement? How much of this was the Pistons' defense is really bad? We'll talk about it coming up on POSTCAST. Thank you very much for tuning in. David Locke along with Ron Boone. Lauri Markkanen, 38 points tonight on 13 of 20 shooting, 9 of 13 from three. Only Bojan Bogdanovic has ever hit more threes in a Jazz uniform. Lauri was, let's start there, Ron. Lauri was really remarkable.
He was tremendous, as a matter of fact. You know, getting up 20 shots and getting 38 points. That's just great shooting. It wasn't like he was forcing anything, and everything he put up looked comfortable. You know, what did he get? About 5 shots more than he normally gets, and he gets 38 points.
How did he get those points tonight?
Well, I thought they looked for him, first of all. And regardless of who's guarding him, you can't defend his shot. And he sets guys up. He's a catch-and-shoot player, or every now and then he puts the ball on the floor and goes to the hole. And what does that do? That makes the defender play him honest, and to the point where they're just not playing him to shoot jumpers. I mean, if you're playing a guy and you don't know if he's going to drive or shoot, then you got to defend him differently. If you know he's a driver, then you play him different than you do a jump shooter. You
made a comment that you can't affect his shot. Elaborate on that.
You cannot affect his shot. He's 7 foot, and the ball's up high enough that, and he doesn't shoot going toward the basket. You know, he's kind of leaning back just a little bit, but he gets up in the air hard enough. You just can't defend it. All you can do is put a hand in his face maybe, but you can't get up and block the shot to the point where he thinks that, okay, this guy can block my shot, so I need to get it up a little higher. His shot is the same every time. And you know, we've seen great shooters throughout our career, through our life, and those guys that have that same stroke every time, they're pretty much on target.
His ball is just – it was actually a really cool two-play sequence in our play-by-play tonight where because we were down on the floor tonight, he took a shot. You could see the rotation of the ball was perfect. Bojan came down, took the same shot on the other side. His rotation was perfect. Frankly, Jared Vanderbilt took the next shot. It wasn't. It was a really interesting to see, being as close as we are tonight, to see that ball is coming off his hand perfectly.
Yeah. David, when you hear so many people talking about probably the backspin, it doesn't matter how fast or how slow the backspin, as long as that backspin is going like it should. And you see some guys that backspin, and Ivy's one of them. His backspin is not rapid. You know, it's not fast. It's slowly, but he's releasing the basketball. And that's probably one of the reasons his is a lot softer than someone like Markkanen, because Markkanen's follow-through, his backspin is a little faster than Ivy.
All right, and it's straight, though, and that's really the key on the whole thing. Let's go back. You were, I think we might have been in Oakland or San Francisco, and we were at a practice, and you were really watching Lauri shoot, and you were talking about kind of some of what he does. Do you remember that? Like,
yes.
What is it you were watching that day? What is it you see when you see Lauri shoot?
Some guys, you can tell where the ball releases off their finger. This point finger usually is your guide finger for the most part, and that's where you get your backspin. Some guys teach, the two finger, the point finger, and then this finger right here, David.
Legendary moment of POSTCAST right there.
But that's where you get your backspin off of those two fingers. You see some guys shoot, and their fingers go this way, and I know they can't see, and they're shooting off. They're shooting off these fingers here, which means you're not going to be an accurate shooter, and you're not going to get the correct backspin. The correct backspin and the correct shooter is when a guy follows through, and when you're young, you're teaching kids to shoot with a gooseneck. Okay. Gooseneck, and that means you're turning your wrist over, and that ball is rolling off those two fingers.
All right, so Markkanen was outstanding tonight. The ball popped. The Jazz had 27 assists, and now the question is, how much did the Jazz ball pop, and how much did they play better? Because Will Hardy was irate at halftime last night and forceful in a session today. And how much was it because they went from playing the number 1 and number 2 defense in the NBA in the first 2 games of this trip to playing the 29th ranked defense tonight?
I think both, but just think about this. If they didn't move the ball and they get beat again by the Detroit Pistons, now you got a problem.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So they did what they had to do. They moved the basketball. The shot distribution was great. Beasley had 15 for Clarkson, 13 for Vanderbilt, and 20 for Markkanen. So that that could change.
Usually Jordan's taking 2 or 3 shots more than Markkanen. You'd ideally like to see that flipped.
I would. I really would. Clarkson plays with the ball in his hands a lot more than Markkanen. But Markkanen is a 52% free 2-point shooter, and then I think at the 3-point line he is somewhere around 42%.
Well, 42.
So,
he just went 9 of 13.
Yeah.
He is not 42 anymore. He is going to be near the league leaders in 3-point shooting here pretty quickly.
Yeah, and you just can't deny a guy that can shoot that well. The fact that I'd like to see him get 20 shots a game.
Lauri Markkanen, by the way, came in 15 of his last 22 on corner threes. I don't know what he was tonight. It couldn't have been much. 15 of your last 22 on corner threes. That is a crazy number for him to put out there when you start thinking that. So just to put that in perspective, by the way, that is a over 100% effective field goal percentage.
Yeah, David.
15 of 22 means he scored 45 points on 22 shots. That's over 100%. If you shot just dunks, 22 dunks, you only get 44 points. He got 45 on those.
That was tonight, right?
No, that's just overall where he is on the last corner threes he's taking coming in.
Okay.
15 of his last 22.
Okay, but for the year.
Well, then he's incredible also.
Yeah, coming into tonight's game, he was at 24 of 40. He was at 50% from corner threes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You start 50% from 3, you're getting into some rarefied air of what you're doing to this game. Jazz trying to get him those shots there. Quickly, actually, Scott Rogers of the TV crew nicely just put up the shot chart. It looks like he was either 3 of 4 or 2 of 3 on corner threes tonight for the Jazz. His left side of the floor is his sweet spot. It was right in front of us all night long, and he was going off on those shots and was pretty great on them by the Jazz tonight. Vando deserves a lot of credit tonight. He has 6 assists. The assists were impressive tonight, 27. 7 assists for Conley, 6 assists for Clarkson, and 6 assists for Vando. Vando numerous times actually hit Lauri in early offense because Vando pushes that early offense.
Yeah, the 27 assists they had tonight, which is remarkable. I think when the Jazz were playing well and they were surprising teams in the league because of ball movement and good shooting, they were averaging 29, and for the most part they were pretty close to leading the league in assists. They had 27 tonight. Vando tonight, I thought, made great decisions on what he wanted to do with the basketball. Very aggressive on the offensive glass and in coming up with what did he have tonight? 4 offensive rebounds. He had 9 rebounds total, but
13 rebounds total, 9 defensive.
Oh yeah, yes. So when he plays that aggressive, like that, and I love the way he gets the rebounds and pushes the ball up the floor.
Lauri's 38, Vando's 18. I wanted to give a shout out to this, and I actually think it's a bigger picture. Probably, I'm guessing Will Hardy's holding his presser right now and talking about. Will Hardy gave an extended talk in the pregame about screening.
Yeah.
And he ran down, and it started with a conversation about Vando. And he said, Vando's got to screen better. And then he goes, and Walker's got to screen better. And Lauri's got to screen better.
Yeah.
And Jordan's got to screen better. And Mike's got to screen better. And Beasley, actually, he might not have said Mike. Now I think about it. Beasley's got to screen better. He literally ran down the roster. He might have left out Mike Conley. And literally mentioned every single guy. Like, if we're going to run this offense and do what we need to do, we need to screen better. You know who screened great tonight? In 5 minutes at the end of the first half, Udoka Azubuike came in the game. And he did a fabulous job tonight of screening and making plays and creating. If he does that, he'll play. Like, it was an interesting little stretch. When Will Hardy goes back and watches the film, not that he needs to. I mean, these were pretty basic things to see. He will be really pleased with what he saw out of Udoka Azubuike tonight.
Well, not only that, but obviously he'll be pleased with that from everybody on the team, David. Setting screens and a good screen will put the defense scrambling because you come off of a good screen and you can. Every team and officials are just looking for guys that are moving on screens. But when you set a good screen, you come off of that screen, you have a chance to shoot the basketball. Now someone has to pick you up. Now that's when your ball movement comes in because the defense is scrambling. You move the basketball, you don't get the type of offense you want. That's the reason he wants good screens. And then again, angles on screens makes a big difference. And I'm not bringing up old coaches or anything like that, but that Quinn Snyder was
There weren't many
adamant.
better than Quinn on angles
on
and screens.
angles on screens.
We might as well give Quinn credit for things he didn't actually just banish from our existence. Jazz win it tonight, 126-111. Final thing, that we'll give our 2 stars. It was kind of a fun headline. Walker Kessler, the 22nd pick, and Jalen Duren, and they go head-to-head. They're both starting. Did you have any feeling on if one of them got the better or how they both conducted themselves against each other?
I don't think so. I'm pleased with the way both played. Now, Kessler gets a shot blocked for so what, but Kessler ends up blocking a couple of shots there himself. It just wasn't on Duren. But I thought both of them provided spark and something good for their respective team. 27 minutes for Kessler and 5 for 7 from the field, 10 points, 9 rebounds. That's a great line. That is a really good line for a rookie.
I'm giving my star to me because I asked the first question of the press conference today, Will Hardy, on how do you make sure that Lauri Markkanen doesn't only get 2 shots in the second half after scoring 22 in the first half. And so I think if I'm going to get this finger that you shoot off from you, I think I deserve the star tonight for my pregame question.
Did I give you that finger?
You did. Who are your stars, Ron?
I'm going with obviously Markkanen. What a ball game he had there for sure, and it's got to be Kessler.
What?
I think yes.
You're not going Jared Vanderbilt?
No, I'm going Kessler.
What?
Kessler.
Wait a sec. I'm no longer taking the star. I'm giving a star to Jared Vanderbilt.
Okay.
He had 18 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, 2
Okay,
steals.
Kessler.
And I'm giving Vanderbilt a little love. I no longer need the star.
I'll take Vanderbilt.
All right. That is POSTCAST. Thanks for